Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us right here on the Sister to Sister 2.0 platform. I am Mike Lee with The Mike Lee Show. Today, we've got none other than Mr. Adrian Davis right here with us today. Adrian, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. Jamie sends her love. She wished she could have been here today, but of course, she sent me here to take care of everything, and we are going to
I
do just
appreciate it.
that. Just that for her, man. So, how everything's going good with you? You look like you're in the office. I see the Commerce Agency right above your head
Yes,
down there.
sir.
It looks great, man. It
Man,
looks
I
great.
appreciate it. Yeah, man. I'm in the office, man. I stay in this office, but
Yes, yes, yes.
but yeah, man. It's yeah, man. I'm always working, so it's a blessing. It's a
That's
blessing.
great, man. Well, look, we're going to jump right into the interview. First, I want the audience to get familiar with you. So, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, I am an entrepreneur. I do so many different things, but man, one of the things that I do is I try to bring the best out of everybody that I encounter. So I call myself a natural upgrader.
Mhm.
And so the Commerce Agency is my branding and marketing company. We specialize in personal brands, helping people discover their voice, discover what their brand is, discover themselves. Because we, as we know it, everybody is a brand. If you have a name, your name is a brand. And then I own Heart and Soul Sneaker Boutique in Huntsville, Alabama. I also own Hammerhead's Daiquiri Bar in Huntsville, Alabama. And so, man, just a few different businesses. But man, like my goal and my challenge, man, is to grow people to believe in themselves and to challenge their mentality so that we all can elevate and create legacy that we want to leave beyond our breath. So, man, that's my biggest thing right now.
That is wonderful. What inspired you to want to do this when you could have been doing a million other things? What inspired you to want to do this?
Yeah, man. I think a big thing that inspired me, man, is the past 10 years of my life. I was in full-time ministry. I was pastoring a good church, and one of the things that I realized is that even in pastoring, this is a form of pastoring, but it's not in the walls of the church context. It is the ability to step outside of those walls, encourage people to create legacy, challenge people to make the money that we dream of, the things that we desire to have. I believe that within our power to have. And so I looked at kind of where we were, especially African American culture, where we were, what we believed, our mentalities as it becomes to certain things, and certain things that we didn't even believe that we should have within ourselves. We're almost guilty for living our best lives. And so, man, I wanted to challenge that. I just wanted to go beyond what we have settled for and really challenge us to live beyond a life that is given to us. We have every right to chase every dream and pursue every dream. So seeing us live below what I believe that we should live below, that has really encouraged me to like really challenge our thinking process and our growth process.
That's great, man. When you first started working with in your field, who were some of your clients? Was it new businesses? Was it entrepreneurs? Was it just a common Joe? What is it that attracts you to people and vice versa?
Well,
What
I think
brings
the
what brings people to you?
I think what brings people to me is the fact of the foundation of what commerce was created for. What commerce was created for was people love to keep you where they meet you. So they put a period where God wants to put a
Mhm.
comma. It's so much more to us than, the idea is, oh, we have one purpose. That's what I was taught, like, through church, purpose driven life, find your purpose. But what happens if my purpose is more than one thing? And so what I was seeing was that people were coming to me like, how are you doing this? How are you having this business? How are you launching this? How are you not afraid to do this? And I was like, oh, because I'm a pastor, entrepreneur, philanthropist, speaker, and those commas add on as far as title and who I was created to be. So what I was finding is that people were coming to me that they had even put a period. So this is all that I am. And how we meet people is usually how we keep them. So we'll be like, oh, I met you as a pastor. That's all I'm going to see you as. But when they start venturing out and doing other things, then it's like, wait a minute, hold on, you're doing too much. But it's too much for your own comprehension. It's not too much for their identity. It's who they were created to be. So it's the idea that I was just having people just come to me saying, how can I be more? How can I got this yearning to do this. I don't want to I don't want to neglect this, but I still have a burning and a yearning in my heart to do these things and not feel guilty because of it. You have every right to go and achieve everything that you set out to achieve. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that what I was finding in coaching and helping people were people that were saying, yo, I want to do more. I just don't know where to begin. And so I started giving language to that. And so that's where I am. That's where I am now. Majority of my clients are either launching a business or they are establishing their brand for themselves and finding their voice, but understanding that, hey, I can do more than just one thing. And so being okay with that.
Wonderful, man. That's great. Let's dig a little bit deeper into how you manifest and help people. How do you get your clients exposure, like on social media, different
Mhm.
platforms, print, and things like that? So let's say, for instance, someone's coming to you. How do you get them to the masses?
Well, the biggest thing is we want to make sure before you reach the masses that you have a message and you have something to say.
Oh,
Because
very
in order for you, it makes no sense for you to have the spotlight put on you and you have nothing to say. You have no content to offer. So creating your level of content, creating your content calendar, creating the identity behind the voice and what you're going to talk about, your pillars for your brand, understanding those things. And then what we do is that we start to build content. Once we build that content, there's a rollout for that. There's a process for that. And then what we do is that we have an area where we offer services. So print services, certain magazines we can get you in, certain interviews that we can get you connected to, certain avenues that, hey, if I want to focus in on mental health, then this is where we're going to put an emphasis to have you in these spaces that emphasize on mental health. We have a little bit of connections that we're still growing that we can make a call and then put you in this area. But understanding, hey, when you get there, you got to show up as your best self. So a big part of that is developing you and your voice and your confidence, because we don't want to put you there and then you're not ready for that, and then you freeze up, and then people think that that's who you are. So we kind of grow that behind the scenes before we put you on the main stage. And then we put you on the main stage, people love to follow people that have value. So what value are you offering beyond just cute looks? We can put up nice pictures and get followers that way, but we want you to have some substance and some content, because content is king. And so we want you to have strong content and strong pillars. So what we do, we push our people out, but before we push them out, we deal with the internal work, we deal with the behind the scenes work, and that usually takes about 3 months to really build out your content calendars, your content, so that when you roll out, you are never void of what should I post today? What am I thinking today? And then you establish these pillars, because it keeps you from posting stuff that you just like. Because a lot of us like funny memes, but it may not be the best meme for your brand. So knowing what and what not to post, because you don't want to confuse your followers and your supporters. And so we put you on that main stage, such as through interviews, such as through getting on people's platforms, with podcasts and things of that nature. We have a podcast studio here within our office that we highlight, and we bring our clients in and they do that stuff there. So we have multiple ways to expand your voice, but we want to first make sure you have something to say.
From your professional perspective, how do you know when someone's ready?
Well, I think a lot of times from my personal perspective
Mm-hmm.
is that how we know someone is ready, because they may not even feel ready, but how
Mm-hmm.
we know that when someone is ready is their ability to hear critique, not be offended, but then also do the
Ah,
work necessary that it takes for them to become everything that they say that they want to become. The reason why we hire a coach, or the reason why we hire a trainer, is because there's a gap between where we are and where we want to be. And a lot of times what happens is you have somebody come in and say, all right, cool, you want to be here, but you're here. Now, if you are always offended by that trainer trying to get you there, you're never going to reach there. So how do you handle when somebody's saying, hey, you need to do this, hey, you need to do this, but then you turn around and still do everything that you want to do? Well, you hired a coach to say you have one. So it sounds good,
mhm.
but we really want people to really hone in, and just not for the sake of it sounding good, but for the sake of them literally doing the work. So how I know when somebody's ready is that they're literally doing the work. It doesn't necessarily, they may not, because I have clients that say, well, hey, AD, I just don't know if I'm ready yet. And I'd be like, no, you are, because you're doing the work. Doing the work, I can give you the play, but if you don't run it, it means nothing. But if I give you the play and you run the play, and even if you failed, the fact that you ran it shows me that you're ready.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's talk about this incredible event that is going to take place on January 22nd. Tell us about this 1 day exclusive event. What are some of the highlights?
Man, it's so many highlights. We're going to be talking about leveraging your money, business credit, because that's something our culture doesn't talk about a lot. But we're going
Absolutely.
to talk about business credit. We're going to talk about how to. I don't believe in the word of balance. Like everybody said, well, you got to learn a balance. I think you do have to find a rhythm, but then there's a thing called priority. So we're going to be talking about priorities, and then finding your rhythm between your personal life and your business life, finding that rhythm, finding that groove that works for you.
Mhm.
Also, how to pivot within your purpose, becoming more and allowing yourself to be okay with the fact that you're called to do more. We have Lance Gross, actor, entrepreneur, who pivoted. He was, acting, then he pivoted to doing photography, and he's still acting. He's still amazing actor, but then also at the same time, he still has other businesses that he manages. Being a father, being a husband, all of those things.
Mhm.
And then also we have Rich Fresh. If you don't know Rich Fresh, you don't know the brand. Everybody's wearing the Henry mask. It was in Oprah's
Mhm.
top favorite things for Christmas. The Henry mask was started by Rich Fresh and his brother Chase, and so now they're seen everywhere. But Rich Fresh is going to be talking about finding your lane and dominating that lane.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of us are trying to explore different things. How do we become? What do we do? How is that going to be? And just trying to find your niche, and then continually having the confidence to kind of pour into that. And so, man, we're really going to try to give people the tools that are necessary to get the bag. And so our motto for this whole 1 day event is come as you are, believe is more. And we're going to show you how to make a dollar and a difference at the same time.
Awesome, man. What is the sole purpose of this event? What is it driving?
Well, the driving factor is that we want to create legacy.
Yeah.
The difference between us and our Caucasian counterparts at this juncture is what we leave. They leave wheels, we leave bills.
Mm.
And in order for us to leave a sustainable will, intellect, intellectual property, businesses, and things of that nature for the generation behind us, it's going to take us to take risk, and for us to stop playing the game so safe. And so, man, like the outcome of it is that I want people to leave this event, get off stream if they're watching on stream, or if they're in person, and say, man, I got the confidence now, and I got the tools and the application to go into now begin to launch and do my business, and my business be legit, not just me saying I'm a CEO for social media and IG purposes, but really, really, really embodying that and being that for real, for real. And I'm legit on paper. I'm legit with taxes. I'm legit in every area. The reason why a lot of us missed out on the opportunity for the money when the money came with the COVID situation is because a lot of us were CEOs on Instagram, but we weren't CEOs in real life. And so now it's imperative for us to be legit when it comes to our businesses. And so I really want people to take away that confidence and how to build legacy moving forward with it, man. So that's a big, 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 big piece for me, because I believe that our culture, we really need it. We are the most creative, but also we are the most, if we spent the same amount of time to find ways around certain aspects and we did it legit, we could change the world. And we are changing the world, but now we got to do it from a different lens.
That's great, man. Someone's going to learn something today. Don't leave bills, leave wills.
Man,
That was a great, great, great way to put that. Let's before we get out of here, I want to call out a few names. Of course, there's Rich Fresh, Marquise Boone, Malika Holloway, Danielle Matthews, Aaron Foreman, David Burris, Sean Sonia, Rita Rose, Eric Jones will all be a part of this event, and I did not want to leave their names out because this event is going to be so spectacular. But with all of these beautiful, creative people
yes,
coming along, do you have anything else you want to say about any of those people that are coming to do this with you?
Man, these people have so much, so much wisdom and so much expertise as it pertains to their levels, or their level of influence, or their particular areas that they're in. A lot of times, because certain names aren't quote unquote known, we feel like, oh, well, we don't know them. And the hard part about that is people don't start listening to a voice until someone that they look up to validates that voice. So the challenge is, like, this person had a voice, this person had the goods before you even knew they had it. And so I think it's imperative for us to start listening to not just a personality, but listen to the wealth of information and knowledge that these people are going to bring. Each person in their respective areas has been killing it, crushing it. We're talking about Marquise Boone, who is a multimillionaire since the age of 18. Been a millionaire since 18. And a lot of people, he's been in the real estate space for years. Now people are starting to identify him because they're like, oh, that's the dude that negotiated the deal for Tamar Braxton. And it went viral, of the property that she sold. And there was a picture of him taking the picture. And so now people are like, oh, now I'm gonna listen to this guy. But this guy, I've been connected to him, and he's been a business partner for years. Been doing the same thing. People are now starting to look at Rich Fresh, and Rich Fresh has been doing this thing for years. People are looking at Sean Sonnier now. He's a wealth of information as it pertains to finance and wealth, and knowing what laws work for us that we don't know. But other people do, because they do the research. And so I'm just challenging us, man, to really lock in. If you are interested in being more and becoming more and learning more, this is the space for you. So yeah, man, I'm just so excited about it.
That is excellent. We're going to be right back with more on Adrian Davis as we take this break. We'll be right back.
When we felt like we didn't have anything, it was music that gave us a voice. We could tell each other in a song what we couldn't say in words. Learning music changed us, making us even smarter. We learned to harmonize together. And now we can go anywhere our dreams take us.
Hello, everybody. We are back, and I am Mike Lee. We are here with Adrian Davis. Commas is his event that he will be doing on January the 22nd. It is a virtual event. What do you love most about what you do, man? What do you love most about it?
Man, really, it's a conduit to help people, man. That's what I love to do. I think a lot of people say, if you ask them like, hey, what do you love to do? They're like, oh, help people. But then you got to find out how you're going to help people. And for me, it's helping them find their voice. I love when I'm talking or teaching, and it's that light bulb that goes on in somebody's head, be like, oh, that's why that, and this is why this. And so, man, I love that. I just love helping people, man. So any way that I can help people is a win for me.
Awesome, man. Tell everybody how they can get tickets and attend the event on Saturday.
Well, what they can do, they can go to my Instagram page. It's at Adrian Davis Now, pretty much on everything. And there's a link right there in my bio. They can click that link and they can buy their virtual ticket. We do have some in-person seats. They've kind of pretty much sold out based upon what we're reaching as far as capacity. But
congratulations.
Yeah, man, thank you so much. But then we had two people that were saying, hey, they wanted to keep their in-person ticket, but then they were like, hey, can I switch it over to a virtual one? So we have probably like 2 or 3 spots that are opening up for if people are in the LA area and they want to come, or we have plenty of people that are traveling to LA, man, from Alabama, from Atlanta, from New York, from pretty much all over that are traveling just to come to this event. So if people want to be in person, they can do that as well. But the virtual link is definitely in my bio.
This is awesome, man. It has been a pleasure, man, to talk to you. Major blessings to everything that you're doing. I want to sign up right now with the Thank you right now. You guys offer so much, but this is great. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we let you go?
Man, I think the biggest thing that I want people to understand is that don't feel guilty for investing in yourself. And I think we've been almost demonized a little bit, where people feel like, I'm guilty if I invest in myself. Like, I shouldn't be doing this, but don't feel guilty for investing in yourself, man.
I want to double down on that a little bit too, because I think sometimes we think when we buy a car or we buy a suit or a new hairdo, that's investing in ourselves. I want you to tell people what you're really talking about.
Yeah, what I'm really talking about is your mental and your intellect. Because listen to me, car, hairdos, and all that stuff is great for aesthetics, but in order to keep up with that, you got to invest in this. And
thank you.
Like that's the biggest investment. It's the biggest investment. One of the things that I learned is that what I pass down to the next generation, I just don't want to pass a car down. I just don't want to pass a house down. I don't want to just pass money down. What I want to do is that I want to pass down a way of thinking. Because if I pass down a way of thinking, or if I just pass a house down and I don't pass a way of thinking, or if I pass a business down and I don't pass a way of thinking, they're going to get the business and then they're going to run it in the ground. They're going to lose it because they don't know sustainability. What sustains a thing is the way we think and how we process and how we're able to build and make a thing better. And if we don't know how to make a thing better, we're going to make it worse. And so investing into your mind is the best thing that you possibly can do, because that's the thing that's going to keep a thing running. And we got to get out of our culture. We just got to get out of wanting everything for free.
Yeah.
Everything can't be for free.
Yeah, can't be for the hookup. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's amazing that that we want more, and we'll talk about Black-owned business. We want Black-owned business. We want Black-owned businesses, but then we have them. We try to get the hookup from them, and then when they go out of business, we be like, oh man, that was my favorite spot.
Right.
But did we really invest, or were we looking for a handout all the time?
Exactly. It's been a great enjoyment talking to you today.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you so very much.
Absolutely. January 22nd. It's a one-day event. You can go there if you're in the Los Angeles area. You can go there and be there in person. Otherwise, you can get tickets right there on his Instagram, which is at
Adrian Davis Now.
You got it, man. Thank you very much for joining us today. It has been a pleasure. Jamie sends her love again. Everybody, thank you for watching right here on the Jamie Foster Brown platform. We'll see you all next time.